This isn't the end. Another dream is waiting to begin.
Hey guys, I'm a little bit late on this week's Crystal Mission run. Just got back from sort of like a week-long family trip. This video covers this week's Crystal Mission quest, which is really a rerun of Arciela's hinryu stage. The stage is actually pretty simple overall because the bosses don't really have a lot of mechanics. The only thing is that because this is a more recent stage, and in Crystal Mission quest, if you do level 3, the bosses get a 50% boost to their HP. Each boss actually has 450 million HP, so this is a pretty tanky fight overall with 2 targets. I went with a yellow crystal team for this week's run, comprising of Selh'teus as the main DPS, Lunafreya as support, and Quistis mainly just as FR Echo user. Happy to say also that I've completed all 7 stages of the Dare to Defy Nyx series, which is the second batch of stages released in January, and I've sort of spaced out the video release for all 7 stages, sort of like one stage per 3 days or so throughout the month. So stay tuned for all the runs on Dare to Defy Nyx. For this run, I'm actually going to be using Lunafreya's FR as the main, mainly just that it's easier to set it up this way, and then the whole point is to go into one big BT mode with Selh'teus, which is why you want Quistis to go after Lunafreya so that Quistis can then use her FR echoes. It did take quite a bit of tries and adjustments, mainly because I wanted to win the force gauge race against the bosses, which might sound easy because Lunafreya can charge the force gauge, but it is actually a bit tricky because you also want to use Lunafreya's FR to gain the 3 consecutive turns to set up her BT aura and set up the prayers buff on her allies, and then you also have to account for the additional free turns that she gets. Not to mention also, you can't let Lunafreya's EX buff fall off because it does provide the party with Ice Enchant, and you need it because it is one of her force conditionals. So somewhere along her rotation you need to fit in her EX use as well. What I did in the sequence of moves that I use is to time it so that the last 2 actions that Lunafreya take is FR and FR. That way Quistis starts her turn with 10 turns of force remaining. It doesn't really have to be Quistis, I have to say. The whole point of this party character is just to increase the force gauge bonus. Ideally you want a character who doesn't have an inherent element, because you do need to hit water and ice for Lunafreya's force conditionals, and non-elemental attacks get enchanted by Lunafreya's FR and BT. So I was looking through my yellow crystal characters and Quistis sort of fits the bill, so just went for Quistis here. This is where I only use the range call on Selh'teus' turn. It might sound like a waste because he does burn 1 turn of force time, but the reason why I used it here is because there's no room to fit it before. As you can see, the bosses are already at 96% force gauge, so if I use the range call earlier on before entering force time, I won't be able to win the Force Cage race. Using it here actually isn't that bad a decision because Rain's Call actually fulfills all 3 of Lunafreya's conditionals, so it does give a massive 105% Force Cage bonus increase. It turns off Force in Meaning, so this is ideal to enter into BT mode. And Selh'teus BT mode for damage is pretty easy, you just go Crystal Diver as many times as possible. It does actually do even more damage than his Force Echoes, so just go Crystal Diver all the way until the end of his BT mode. I prepared a series of nukes here to capitalize on the final turn of Force. So here I use the Crystal Ultimate Attack to do some nice damage, and then I pop Brother Summon to get one more nuke. And the final nuke here is actually his Cyan LD call. The Cyan himself actually also equips a 505 ultimate weapon for maximum damage. And this brought the boss pretty low overall. During Lunafreya's turn, what I did here is re-enchant Selh'teus with Quick Prayer so that I can spam his Crystal Diver attack again. Bosses are very near death, so a couple of Crystal Divers should be able to seal the deal. One note though, this is pretty close because the bosses are almost at 100% Force Cage, so if you can't kill them off and they enter Force time, it's a game over. Thankfully, this attack killed the boss. If the bosses survive this attack, they will enter Force time and the run is actually over. So damage is pretty tight, but I'm sure there's also probably other ways to further optimize the run anyway. That's it for this week's Crystal Mission. As always, if you enjoyed the content, do leave a like, comment and subscribe. Till then, I'll see you guys in next week's Crystal Mission quest. Bye!
May the light forever shine upon us.